Hi, Gemini. I hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys today. This is going to be a mid month check in for the month of August for Gemini. So, if you have Gemini anywhere in your chart, maybe you're a cross watcher. Oh, sorry, my allergies acting up all of a sudden. Maybe your allergies are bothering you. Whatever the case may be, this reading may resonate for you, okay? As always, this is the internet. We will take what resonates and we will leave what does not, okay? For those of you that want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that through email or form submission on my website. All right, Gemini, we are doing a, I call it almost like a free form. There is no set spread that I'm doing today. You know, normally in the monthlies we do a Celtic cross, but in the mid-month we actually I take 6 cards across, we clarify them by twos, and we just see where the energy is going, what your guides want me to talk about, what comes up, things of that nature. So without further ado, let's get into it. Bottom of the deck is your challenge, represents what you're not seeing, what you're not looking at. We've got the 6 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, King of Wands is there as well. Your challenge this month, Gemini, the way I'm hearing it is like, how can you reclaim masculinity for yourself? You know, obviously being masculine and feminine is everyone is masculine and feminine. You know, there is no energy that is locked to a specific gender. We all have masculine energy as well as feminine energy. So it kind of depends on how we use the energy, how do we access it, how comfortable in the energy are we, and how we use it and navigate with that energy, right? So I feel like for a lot of you guys here, there is this like uncomfortability of stepping into the masculine, like you don't really enjoy it. But I feel like in order for victory to happen here, you guys have to stop holding back, okay? That's like what's coming through really loudly. There's a sense of, I know what I need to do, but I don't want to cross the line is almost what I want to say. For some of you guys, it's like the point of no return is how I'm hearing it. You know, you don't want to cross a specific threshold because then there is no sort of coming back from that. Very interesting. So let's get into the reading, see what's going on. You start with the 5 of Swords and the Emperor. So, like I said, right off the bat, the Emperor is the divine masculine. The 5 of Swords is self-sabotage. You know, I feel like for a lot of you guys right now, it's like you know that you need to access a more masculine sort of energy here. You know, divine masculine is the Emperor. And I feel like with that 5 of Swords, because you're putting it off, you're kind of standing in your own way right now. You know, I kind of feel like there feels like there's a lot of pressure on you this month, Gemini, as well. Because that's like how this is coming through. Like, I don't want to move because there's too much pressure. Interesting. Let's see. What more can you tell me about this? 8 of Cups. Also, this is going to be very specific for someone. Theater is coming through. Maybe you did theater when you were like in school, or maybe you were a theater major, but there's something here about theater coming through because I keep hearing like show tunes. Yeah, I'm telling you guys. You have the Knight of Wands here, the King of Pentacles, and the 8 of Cups. I feel like you guys have to start walking away from this idea of like, I don't know how to embody masculine energy. You do, Gemini. We all do. You know, when we are embodying certain energies, it has to feel home for us. Okay, so the way that I always explain this to my clients and my collectives is like, I am very comfortable in the divine feminine. That's like my home. It's my base ground. But when I need to access the divine masculine, it's almost like going to a vacation house, like a timeshare. You know, like I go there and I operate in that divine masculine household for however long I need, and then I pop back out and I come home to the divine feminine. Okay, some of you guys are really limiting yourselves here because you're like, well, I don't know how to be the divine masculine. I don't know how to do these things. You do, babe. Okay, anytime you go after what you want, anytime you chase a goal, anytime you like essentially the divine masculine is the go-getter. He's action oriented. I shouldn't say he. They are action oriented. You know, they are goal focused. And it feels like for you guys to say like, oh, I don't know how to be masculine. I think you're kind of playing yourself a little bit here, right? Because you do. You know, when you want something, you go out and you get it. You're like, oh, I need this. I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy it. Boom, divine masculine. You know, oh, I'm working this job and we need coverage. I'm going to call people. I'm going to get that coverage. Boom, divine masculine. Okay. A lot of you guys know how to access the divine masculine, but you're telling yourself here that you don't. Queen of Swords in the challenge. Like I said, my allergies are all of a sudden acting up as soon as I started pulling these cards. So you could definitely be having a rough go with allergies right now. But with the Queen of Swords and the Two of Cups, Hanged Man is there as well. It feels like for some of you guys, you're in some sort of relationship. When I say relationship, it doesn't have to be romantic, but you're in a connection right now that's limiting you. Okay. And I feel like with that Queen of Swords, like you have some sort of voice in your head here. Either it's a person or it's from something else telling you, Queen of Swords, hey, you're not going to be able to do that. Hey, you're not strong enough for that. Hey, you're not good enough for that. And I feel like with that Hanged Man, it's kind of why you're putting this off a little bit, right? I feel like you are allowing this to kind of convince you that you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, but Eight of Pentacles, you do, babe. For a lot of you, this could be work with the Eight of Pentacles coming out. Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. So eights are going to be important this week for you as well. Six of Pentacles, yeah. Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. I feel like for a lot of you guys here, there's this sense of I need to rally around myself is almost what I want to say. Like, I need to advocate for what I deserve here, but there's someone in my ear telling me that, like, I don't deserve it. And I feel like you guys need to start addressing this within yourself and maybe even addressing this with the other person, like pulling them sort of aside and having an adult conversation about this, okay? Because it does sort of feel like, I mean, you've got the literally Ace of Swords at the bottom of your deck, which is communication. I feel like you kind of owe it to yourself to bring this forward, to be like, hey, this is bothering me. We need to talk about it. You know, obviously, if this is a boss for some of you, you do it in a professional way. For those of you that this is like a romantic partner, you do it in a kind, personable way, you know? Either way, the way my guys are saying this to me is like, either way you go, you have to be kind about it, okay? So be aware of that. Yeah, the World and the Three of Wands here. You feel stuck, Gemini, which is odd for Gemini because that's a very active sign. You know, Gemini, I think of it as like the most active of the air signs. And I feel like for some of you guys here, it's like you're doubting your own abilities right now. It's a lot of imposter syndrome. You know, I feel like a lot of you guys are, you know what you need to do. Again, you're aware of it. You're telling yourself you don't know how to be more masculine, but you do. This is a lot of imposter syndrome, babe. Okay? You're kind of giving your power away right now to people, one person, a job, whatever this is. You're giving your power away to something that's telling you that you can't do it. That's not appropriate. That's not helping you. Okay, so you need to regroup with yourself right now. That's what this mid-month is about, Gemini. Regroup, come back to yourself, and figure out, what is this? Because this isn't my belief. I don't believe this about myself. So why am I actually telling myself that I do believe it? Okay? Your next two cards are the Two of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Babe, we are trapped in something. Okay, Two of Cups is like, this could be a, like I said, love for some of you. It could be a soul connection. But for others of you, it is a business connection, you know? But it's like your Eight of Swords is a prison of the mind. Again, I feel like there's an energy here, star at the bottom of the deck, of you're kind of fulfilling a self-fulfilling prophecy right now, right? By saying, you know, this person is correct, these people are correct, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not strong enough, I'm not decisive enough, I don't know how to be masculine. You create a world where then you're always sort of listening to other people because you're agreeing with the limiting voices that they're giving you, okay? This is a little bit, we're in a little bit of like a problematic funk right now, Gemini. I'm not going to lie to you guys, you know that. Let's see. How can we get you out of this? The devil. Ooh, babe, you gotta free yourself. First of all, you need to speak up. With the High Priestess here and the Ten of Wands, a lot of you guys are falling into a trauma response of, I'll just become a doormat. I'll let this person, people, job, whatever this is, kind of walk all over me, and I won't say anything about it. Gemini, I can't believe I am telling a Gemini to do this. Speak up. Be the problem a little bit right now, okay? I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're really stuck in your own shell. It's like you're kind of stuck in your own little world here. You know, and with this devil, I feel like there's just this constant push and pull here. You know, it's I'm hearing, do I stay or do I go? So that is one aspect of it, but it's also, do I believe it? Do I not believe it? You know, is it true? Is it not true? I feel like you guys are sort of walking the line right now. And with that High Priestess, you're also not opening up about it. You know, you're probably telling everyone that things are fine. You're like, everything is great. Things are going great. Everything's smooth. I'm thriving. I'm popping. And really, you're very overburdened by this. Okay, you gotta open up a little bit here, babe. You gotta let people see what's going on. You gotta let people inside. And I'm also hearing you have to believe that people want the best for you. Yeah, Ace of Cups. Believe that the people that are trying to get in, they want what's best for you. They want to help you. They want to be there for you because they love you. Yeah, Judgment. This feels like a recurring pattern for you guys, Gemini. I feel like with the Judgment and the Ace of Cups, like you've probably had this brought up to you before, like your friends, your connections, whoever these may be, have probably brought this up to you of like, hey, things are getting tough and you're shutting down and you're reclusing and you're not letting anyone in. And I feel like, again, that's where you need to tap into the Divine Masculine. The Divine Masculine is not afraid to speak up. They're not afraid to go out and lobby and talk and do what they need to do to get their goals sorted and done, right? So for a lot of you guys right now, you have to start speaking up. You need to start speaking your piece here, okay? And not being afraid to embrace that more Divine Masculine energy and that more like executive sort of energy here. You know, it's very hard. The way my guides are saying this to me is like, it's very hard to bring this to someone's attention. You know, it's hard to go up to someone and be like, hey, you hurt me. Or like, hey, you're limiting me right now, you know, especially if this is like a boss sort of thing. But you guys you will learn a lot about yourself if you can bring it up, if you can sort of get to the front of the line here and be like, hey, I need to talk to you. Hey, I need to open up about something. But that's also, again, where that Divine Masculine comes in. Like, that's the big theme here, Gemini, for your mid-month is definitely stepping into a more masculine role and not being afraid to be uncomfortable, you know, not be afraid to say what it needs to be said and express yourself in a way that feels good to yourself, okay? This is a very, like, stuck between a rock and a hard place reading is how this is feeling to me. Yeah, Four of Cups, but it's in the reverse. Gemini, I'm going to be a little mean right now. You have to start caring. Okay, with that Four of Cups is apathy. In the reverse, you need to walk away from apathy. You need to start caring more about your surroundings and about your circumstances here, okay? This can't just be a thing of like, oh, haha, I'm like chronically miserable. It is what it is. No, babe, it's not. That's not appropriate. That's not good for you, okay? A lot of you guys, like your physical health suffers when you are sort of in these like chronic misery states. And so it's like, I feel like some of you guys have a weakened immune system to begin with, is what I want to say here. Some of you may be immunocompromised. But then on top of that, you're so upset and sad and bottling it all that your immune system is shot to hell right now, babe. Okay, it's probably why I'm feeling it like in my throat and in my sinuses. You know, you guys have to start clearing this energy out, speaking up so that you can come back to yourself here. You know, in your last two cards, you've got the Three of Pentacles and the Sun. I also feel like, Gemini, you need to be less afraid. I'm not going to tell you to not be afraid because that's silly. That doesn't help you. Try to feel the fear and do it anyway when it comes to letting people into your life. when it comes to letting people into vulnerable spaces for you, seeing you without your armor, seeing you with everything, all the walls down, okay? That's where I feel like this reading is leading you to. In order to embrace an energy, you may need to go to people who have that energy and be like, hey, this is what I'm going through. What would you do? Okay? And I feel like some of you guys, you're hesitant to do this. And I feel like it's because you are like, well, they're going to judge me. If they're friends, no, they're not, babe. Okay? This is like one of those moments where like you have to be willing to get a little uncomfortable and get a little messy with the emotions and let people see that things are not okay right now. What's that old cliche? It's okay to not be okay. You know? I mean, you have the sun twice. Babe, you gotta open up. The sun twice, the 8 of Wands, 6 of Swords, 5 of Cups. Yeah, you're spending so much time thinking about all the ways this could go wrong instead of actually trying. You know, that's like part of the biggest problem right now for you, Gemini, is like you're, obviously we talk about catastrophizing all the time, but this is like literally textbook catastrophizing. You are saying, well, this bad thing is going to happen and then that bad thing is going to happen and then I won't be able to manage any of that. You got to remember here, babe, that you are capable. Okay? You are strong. The way my guides are saying this to me is like stronger than you think. You are more capable than you believe here. Okay? So stop looking at the past and basing your decisions on the future off of trauma from the past. Okay? When you copy paste trauma from the past into the future, you're doing everyone a disservice. Yourself, you're assuming you haven't grown, you haven't learned. You're assuming that this person is the same person as the last person. You're assuming the situation is the same. It's a lot of assumption, you know what I mean? And that hurts you in the long run, okay? Queen of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. Some of you may have a child with this person. Oh, that fell out. Oh my God, and then she fell out. I'm keeping her out. Some of you are mothers. Some of you, this could be a mother that you're dealing with or a maternal figure. Wheel of Fortune. Give me one more, please. I'm not going to take this, but honorable mention of 5 of Wands, conflict. That makes sense. And then the Fool. Yeah, I feel like some of you guys, you're so afraid of conflict, which is so, again, Gemini, not really in your power right now. You know, Gemini is like one of the most vocal signs out there. You know, you guys are the sign that rallies for other signs. You know, I've seen Gemini go to war for other signs. You need to start fighting for yourself here, babe. Okay? You need to start speaking up for your wants, your needs, and exercising your right to sort of, I almost want to say like a fair trial, like fairness here, you know, with the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune. You gotta speak up, babe. Okay? This mid-month is like you are bottling and bottling and bottling, and you're just getting angrier and angrier and angrier. Okay? With that Queen of Swords, you're going to end up becoming overwhelmed to a point where you lash out. And that's not a fun place to be, okay? Can I get one more? Thank you. Yeah, 5 of Swords, self-sabotage. Gemini, you guys have to really, you gotta speak up here, babe. I really don't. I feel like I keep saying that to you. But this reading is like literally all I keep getting is say your piece. Say your piece, babe. Because the worst thing that's going to happen here is someone disagrees. Someone's like, you know, I don't agree with that. Maybe we shouldn't be friends. Then that's it. You know, if it's what is that word I'm looking for? Irrevocable differences, then it is what it is. But right now, you guys are doing nothing but hurting yourselves by bottling and keeping it all in and not talking about it and not letting people see what's going on. Okay? This whole mid-month for you, Gemini, is literally just open it up. Open the door. Show people. Sometimes the best thing we can really do is almost invite someone in, let them see what's going on so that they can be like, hey, you live like this? And we're like, oh my God, I live like this? Do you know what I mean here? Like sometimes we need that third party to come in, maybe a person you don't know on the internet, and tell you, hey, stop that. It's not helping you. It's hurting you. Okay? All right. Let's get you an oracle card, Gemini. This is the Angelarium. If you've seen literally any of my videos, probably ever, I always use this deck. I love this deck. Reads us to filth. It is an imagining of the falling, a reimagining of the falling of the angels. So let's see what the angels have for you, Gemini. Let's see. Let's get it. Mid-month, August, Gemini. What's their advice? Please. What's their advice, please? Oh, okay, I'll take it. Interesting. You guys have Tamiel. Tamiel? Angel of the Unseen. Interesting. I have not pulled this card in a very long time. Interesting. It is number 53 for those of us into numerology. Okay. You may have missed something important. Not the thing you know you forgot, but the thing you forgot that you forgot. The unknown hangs in the corner of the room with a grin cutting across its face, smirking at you as you fail to see it. There's no use in turning to look. Just take a breath and stop to feel it. In the still air, the invisible will become visible again. Only then will it be safe to progress forward. Okay? A lot of you guys, I always think of this card, always reminds me of that saying of like, if you want to hide something, hide it in plain sight. A lot of you guys have something right in front of you that you know you need to do, you know what has to get done, and you're just not seeing it because it's in plain sight. So, sit in stillness, use your intuition, and see what's actually going on, all right? Gemini, that is your mid-month reading. I will leave it there for you. If this reading resonates with you, or if my reading style just happens to resonate with you, do consider liking and subscribing. We are on the road to 200 subscribers, which is great. If you guys would like to interact with me on a live basis, I do go live 3 days a week on Twitch. You can find me Wednesday and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, as well as Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. EST. There is also a Discord community if you would like to join that. It's just a community of like really great, positive people. Stop by the stream. The link is always posted there by one of my mods. And yeah, Gemini, that's what I've got for you. I hope to see you guys over on Twitch one of these days, and I will catch you in the next video. All right? Bye.